My name is Brennan. I'm the Transdev Chief Officer, Light Rail Operations. Well, what it does, it allows the graduates to be known as a person, as opposed to this name that went up on Transvision or another way we communicate, maybe by email. So, for instance, when they go into the control room, they can get a really good visual on it. I think it's really important as well that people start to see the caliber of the people that we're bringing in, and also then they have that interaction and interplay. Because we have to be mindful in any workforce, some people can sometimes see the fact that a graduate comes in that there's not an opportunity for them. But Transdev is expanding so much, there are opportunities right across the board. It also gives them a broad brush of the business and the industry. And I think what also happens is they find the market that they're particularly interested in. And on occasions, the graduates have come back to us and said, can we go back into customer service? Can I go back into control room? I'd love to work more in the depot at night. And I think what it does is it really brings them into the business much quicker than it would have done. It's essential and a necessary part of how people are brought into a business. If I talk about my own experience, it wasn't as a graduate, but I moved from a hotel and catering environment into transport, and that was one of the fundamental parts of how I feel I ended up having a successful career in transport. The key skills that graduates bring to the workplace is the fact that they've obviously been to university. They're learning about the new ways of working, the new ways of thinking, so they're bringing that into the workplace. They also, they don't carry baggage, so they don't have this vision of how it should be done or how it was done. So what they actually do is look at what needs to be done and challenge in that way. And I think that's really refreshing for an organization. I think the first impact is youth. The fact that there's a language that's used, there's a street language that we don't generally get within the workplace. Also, graduates tend to use public transport. So therefore, they're thinking like passengers on a regular basis. They bring innovation and they bring a diversity of thought as well. For me, it's a very straightforward decision. It's about attraction and retention of the best talent. If I look at the recruitment process I was involved in this year, we were convincing people who were the best to come and join Transdev, and that was a real challenge. I had to do follow-up calls, encourage people about the fact that our corporate social responsibility was real, give real examples, etc. Also, the quality and delivery of the graduates we've had to date. Based on that, we have doubled the intake for this year, and they're doing real substantial projects, and they're adding huge value to the organization. So as I said, for me, it's only one way. We will continue to grow the graduate program, and we will be fully involved in their development for the future. I think graduates should absolutely get involved with the public transport program. It's an investment in their future. Climate change, all the different issues and challenges that we have today, and graduates are interested in these. If you look at the type of movements that we're seeing in universities, it's all around the investment in the future and having a future, not just for them but for their children and future generations. Also, it's a changing industry. We've got some real opportunities for people to develop, succession planning, for instance. Transdev is an international global company. You may start in Australia, you may end up in France, you may end up in Colombia, or indeed your niche market may be in America. There's very few companies can offer that, and it's real as well. We can show tangible examples of people who work across the globe on a regular basis, whether that's as part of a bid team or indeed in terms of future permanent employment. The other reason I'd also state that they should join the Transdev program is that we give permanent employment from day one. We don't have a 6-month probation. We don't put a time limit on it. What we say is you're coming to Transdev and you're coming for life. And that's what we want. And we want people to have careers with us.